I just left the doc, got checked, I feel good. It feel good, don't it? I just left my job, got my check, I feel good. It feel good, don't it? We gon' celebrate from now till your kids grow. When I see you, girl, this better be your ringtone. Go and get your favorite dress and throw your heels on. Tell the DJ that you wanna hear real sound. Does it make you feel good? Yeah. I said it make you look good, don't it? Friday's here.
Oh, no, I think go that way.
Shining, shining, yeah. Here's the feeling I get. I hit the bar with GIB, I'm getting physical.
Lower the audio a little bit.
Yeah. Somebody told me help is wealth, and I'm finna get
Extra
rich.
music, number 11 on the board. 11 and 12. Yeah.
Stop.
That's good.
We good?
That's good.
We good? All right, so we ready?
I'm always ready.
We're born ready. All right, so everybody, here we are, the Litty Show. Once again, the Litty Show. So the Litty Show is usually on Thursday, right?
Yes.
Usually it's on Thursday, but we're flipping it, man. We're doing it on Friday, we're doing it on Saturday, although the traffic is horrible, it doesn't matter.
You know why, Linda?
Litty sucks at what?
Because every day we lit.
Yeah,
Every day we lit. Come on.
We here with the one and only. All right, so listen. Tonight it's actually really exciting for me. Let's be serious for a second. I'm going to tell you why it's exciting for me. Because all the Litty Show and all this fun stuff that you see every week, every couple weeks, is because of this woman. Because without her, there wouldn't be a Litty Show. So Litty wouldn't exist. Actually, you know what? Litty got a phone call. Nobody on the phone in the Litty Show. Litty got a phone call this past week from Albany. Okay? From Albany. Somebody want to come to the Litty Show. You hear me? So Elegant Hootness Radio is launching Ladies' career.
Well, you have a really awesome podcast. You know, you have an awesome personality. You've had some really amazing, guests and co-hosts. So, people notice.
And you pull it off. Listen, I have a lot of questions for you. I'm serious. First of all, I want to tell everybody that this is the 13th year. So basically, that's a year more than I've been married, because I've been married 12 years. So 13 years. So that's a good marriage, really. It's a good length.
Right.
13 years of Elegant Hoodness, the whole brand. I want to know everything about it. Tell me. I'm serious. Tell everybody Elegant Hoodness, I want to know the whole thing. How it started.
Let's see. How did Elegant Hoodness start? Well, I used to manage an artist named Young Giddy. He is from San Diego, California. Salute to Young Git. Maybe 2001, 2002. I don't remember.
That's in the beginning when I first arrived in Manhattan.
Yeah, and I wanted to showcase him to the labels, but the labels don't really do things, the way they used to. So I said, well, why don't I just kind of just have an event, where I showcase this artist and I invite all my industry friends. So,
This is what you do now, really.
Yeah, pretty much the same,
pretty
right?
Much this week.
So,
but did you invent this format? Because I don't see anybody else doing that. Is that
well,
how
I mean,
people do that?
I've been around for a long time. Some can debate. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we need like a hip hop historian to do that, and
Are you on Wikipedia? Because I'm putting your ass in there.
But so, I called some industry friends. I called the whole Wyclef John camp. They came through. Some people from Def Jam. So I had a friend named Paulie Vega. I have to make sure I say Paulie Vega. Paulie Vega is a really, really awesome friend of mine. He is from the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and he is actually the person that coined the name Elegant Hoodness. I can't even take credit for the name Elegant Hoodness.
Really?
Like I was doing the event. I was telling him what I wanted to do. My vision of what I wanted to do. I said, I want to do an event where you can kind of see, like, that I'm from like the slums and the streets and stuff and from oppression, but I also want them to see that, that I'm like different, that I am like, special, and that I'm intelligent, and that, that this and that. And he's like, wait, oh yeah. Hold up. I got a concept. And I was like, like a little nigga with some sneakers, but he got a tuxedo on and a ball cap. I'm that kind of person. And he's like, oh yeah. And then he proceeded to draw this little character, with, Adidas and a tuxedo and a little ball cap. And then, on top of it, he wrote Elegant Hoodness. And he goes, yo, that's what you're talking about. Urban Gumbo. That's that shit right there, all together. Yeah. And I said, what? He goes, that's you. That's who you are. You're Elegant Hoodness. And I said, huh? He goes, you're welcome. And
Elegant Hoodness.
Elegant Hoodness, you know, so we took the flyer, we ran with the concept, you know, and I swear to God, thank you to Paulie and so many people, you know, so Elegant Hoodness has been around for 13 years, you know what I mean? He's the person that created those designs that you see.
When is the anniversary exactly? October
it's I can't, you know, to be honest, it was 13 years ago, and, you know, I can't remember the exact date that we actually had the event. I'll have to go to MySpace or one of those, you know, I'm sure I had a flyer up on MySpace, but it was in October, you know, so we kind of just pick a day in October, and, you know, but I said the entire month of, you know.
entire month of October.
Yeah, for sure. So that's, you know, Elegant Hoodness started there. We started with in Williamsburg, where people wouldn't come 13 years ago, where those nice condos are right now, and, you know, you've kicked us out of our homes.
Yes,
you know,
gentrification.
You wouldn't come, you know, party with us. You know, the concept of Elegant Hoodness is like, we would get dressed up first, and we would play dress up. And everyone would have to, you know, dress up in, you know, different attire, right? For us, because we're from the slums, we wear, you know, sneakers and ball caps. We're really comfortable all the time. So we dressed up at first. We had like caviar and wine and crackers and cheese, and we hung paintings on the walls. You know,
that's
and
the elegant part of it, right?
Right, we hung paintings on the wall, and we, you know, played, you know, R&B or like, you know, rock or something, but all artists that I actually knew, music that, you know, that I was developing. You know, I've always been a developer in music, and then, you know, maybe around 11, you know, we'd be like, you know, time to change, time. All right, Elegant is over. It's time to do the hood. Everybody change. You know, that was the concept, and people would bring clothes, and we would like all run to the bathroom. People would have, you know. Boom, and yeah, and then we would come out, you know, sometimes I would have my sneakers on the actual stage. It was like a part of the presentation, you know what I mean, and I'll come out without the sneakers, you know what I mean, and I'd be like, y'all know what time it is, man, time to, you know, and I put my sneakers on, and I'm like, welcome to Elegant Hoodness, and the DJ would come out, you know, I mean, we do things different now. I mean, it's been a progression, but that was the beginning of Elegant Hoodness.
Let me ask you something, because in a way, you're sort of very similar to me in a lot of aspects, to where you're able to really cross over. You know, among different culture, different people, different backgrounds, you're able to, you know, be here, there, and everywhere, and be understood by different people. You know?
I try hard.
Right?
I try.
Not only you
it's
try, but
it's something that I consciously try to do.
A lot of people maybe might not know that, but you're pretty well educated, should I say? You know, you have a formal education. I mean, you're very wise in business. I know, because I spend enough time with you. You know, you know a couple things. This is not all just, you know, something casual. It's true. You know, when it comes down to the business aspect of it, I saw you working. You know what you're doing. I mean, you created a brand. Listen, whether you gave it the name or not, you have, you know, spent 13 years developing this, and this exists, and it's valuable. I've seen you work. I'm gonna tell you something. So I met you. I saw a few things that you did. You know, I appreciate already the whole brand and the whole situation. And then you took me to this. It wasn't really a listening party. What was that I went to? What was that? What would you call that?
Elegant Hoodness.
That was Elegant Hoodness. It was like a touring date, right? Is that it?
I mean, it's just,
What was that? What would you call that? Like what was it? A touring date?
I mean, yeah, it's part of the tour. You know, Elegant Hoodness has evolved to Elegant Hoodness music program, right? Throughout the years. And the music program, you know, part is the actual part that you actually came to. You know, it's part of the development program. And when we do showcases now, you know, I told you, everyone does what I've already done. I've done that. You know what I mean? We do that all the time. And we still do it. So, you know, what I want to do and continue to do is just be unconventional in the ways that we develop our artists in our showcases. So some artists would be like, man, I ain't going to pay you to come to no brownstone in the house. And but they don't really understand.
Yeah, I understand.
You know,
I understood.
They don't really understand, you know, what I'm teaching them and how intimate and how important it was and how much more exposure they actually got from that particular event. You know, than they would have gotten at a particular club where everyone's drunk and not paying attention and no one cares about your music and no one's really, really trying to, you know, listen. So, you know, artists come to me all the time like, oh, how can I get discovered and all this and that? And I'm like, well, I mean, you don't want to listen. If you wanted to listen, then you would, you know, you would enjoy things of that nature, because where can you go to where you saw those kids, like, they didn't even know each other. And you saw the magic. They created music together.
Okay, so that's the part I wanted to get to, because that's the part that impressed me the most. So I go there, right? I don't know what to expect. I've never been to that type of situation. What I remember all of a sudden is that I look up and I see all these rappers, all young rappers, and they're all in a circle, Now you got the ringleader over here. She lined them all up. She was able to have everybody focused, and now you have. I had like I don't know, maybe 2 good straight hours of freestyles. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Impressive stuff. I was impressed.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember
it
that
was.
group of 4 kids? I
Yeah.
mean, they were like, I put the beat on, my own beat
Yeah,
over there, and they
yeah.
were like, I mean, serious, right? Performances. I mean, it was impressive. It really was.
Yeah.
And all good. Nobody sucked,
Yeah.
right? And then you were creating a vibe because you're going in the middle. I mean, I don't know what the hell you were doing, but it was working. You're going in the middle and you get everybody, you already know who you're working with. You seem to know each of them, right? You seem to be able
But
to.
I didn't know.
You know how to bring out of them. Yeah,
But I didn't know each of them.
I know. But you were able to seem
See,
like you were sizing them up somehow.
I didn't know each of them. Like the kid Jerusalem,
Yeah.
he was 14 years of age.
But he was doing good that night.
I know his father, and I don't really know his father. I know him from Facebook. He's been my follower, my supporter, and I guess my friend now, right? And since he used to follow me on MySpace or some shit, he's been following me and my development in hip hop and the things that I've been doing, and he's always been pitching his son to me, telling me how talented his son is, and I would try to invite him to some of the summer youth park tours that we've done, but he never pulled up, and I do charge a fee for what I do, so I don't know if that stopped him, but, he finally hit me. And then I said, listen, your son is now 14 years of age. That's great. I said, I'm having this event. That's an all ages event. This is your opportunity to finally bring your son to me.
Yeah.
You've been waiting long enough. You say that you value who I am. So,
Let's go.
I'm going to give you this little discount. I can't,
And I think
and I did it. And then, he told me when he got here that he wasn't going to come, and then something came into his head and said, in my voice, this is your opportunity.
Yes.
And he got his son and drove 6 hours, and that's not like people be like, I drove 6 hours. Like, boy, please, man, I would drive 755 hours if I knew that I was going to be able to live my dream when I drove 755,000 hours. What are you talking about?
Me personally, and that's me, I don't know anything about it, but if I knew, knowing, following, but if I knew that, it's like, listen, it's like being a model, and Giselle is going to be on the runway. You're going to be there. Vada's going to be in the room.
But they did,
right?
And that was cool. The kid Money Quest, I didn't really know him. I met his promoter when I brought Cassidy there.
Yeah.
The kids from Jersey, I did know them. I handpicked them to perform at the event. I saw them opening up for Little Scrappy from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Kiddo Rex, I manage him now, so
Yes.
of course I handpicked them to come. Manny, he is an artist that had paid already for the tour, so I specifically asked him to take this date as a part of his tour dates. Sometimes I do pick people, I put them in the room for a reason. They may not understand, but I understand. If you've been watching my career, you know that it's a talent of mine to put artists in a room, make them feel some sort of energy, which is a positive, kind of energy. Make them feel like camaraderie is the way to go. They just feel enlightened and they just feel happier when they're in a circle that I am the ringleader. Yeah. I've been doing it for a long time. It's just what I do. You know what I mean? I can go any city, any state. I'm not trying to brag. It's just I'm passionate about what I do. I
stole your hashtag, right?
I
stole your hashtag.
If you, which one?
Women in hip hop.
Women in hip hop, yeah.
Litty stole it from you.
Yeah, that's cool because we are women in hip hop. We definitely are women in hip hop. So I don't know, but yeah, I ain't know some of those people, and it don't matter to me whether I know you or not. If you running around me and you telling me you can rap, then I want to hear you rap, and I want you to prove it to me. I always say, the most sexiest thing is someone that can actually rap. If you can rap, then let me hear you rap, and stop being scared about it. Like, just rap. Like,
and that's what you did that night.
I just make them feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I think the most important part of developing artists is kind of just trying to be at their level. And kind of making them feel comfortable. It is about their development, and where can artists go to develop? Yes, everyone's doing showcases and tours, but I mean, who's really taking the time out
Nobody.
to even spend 2 or 3 hours? I'll guarantee you that a lot of those people went home, and now their whole perception of what they're doing has completely changed for them. They're probably at home right now doing that game that I taught them, that freestyle game. They're probably at home with their friends showing them, what I mean? What they learned. We talked a lot, and I like to kind of talk to the artists behind the scenes because they know me. You can see that my life is real. You know, I do travel the country. I travel a lot.
I know you do.
You know, I do make a living doing what I do. You know, I am not a millionaire, you know, far from it, right? Although it looks like I live a millionaire lifestyle. But I teach people about the smoking mirrors and the perception of the music industry and the reality of the music industry. And, you know, I question people. I ask them, why are you here? I question them. I say, why are you writing these lyrics? Is this how you really feel? Is this a generic flow? You know, I think that people sometimes don't even ask themselves questions, and sometimes they need to hear it so that they can answer those questions, because this is a difficult field. It's, you know, the music business is a difficult field, and for us from the hood,
life is short.
like we from the hood, we from the slums, we wanna make money. We wanna come up from oppression. So anything anybody tell us that we feel is gonna come like allow us to come up from the hood, we gonna just pretty much fold to it and say yes, master. But I'm not with that. So, hence AD the General, right?
The original General. AD, who's your favorite rapper? Come on.
Of all time?
I never asked you that. I'm surprised I never asked you that.
Yeah,
who's your favorite all times? Yeah.
My favorite rapper of all time is Tupac Shakur.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. How about female rappers? Oh boy.
My favorite female rapper of all time would probably have to be Lauryn Hill.
Okay. All right. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Nicki Minaj.
After saying Tupac Shakur, I told you my character's consistent.
I'm playing, baby.
I'm too old to do that kind of stuff. I mean, Nicki's cool. You know, I can't say that. You know, I can't say that I remember any of her lyrics. Like, you know, maybe when it plays, maybe I may be able to. Yeah. But I don't think that I could ever say that any of her music like changed and altered my life, or I have a memory of it. Like, yeah, I don't. Yeah. But Lauryn Hill, like, I could tell you a memory of her now. Like, you know, when her album came out, I remember I went and bought it. Tower Records. That doesn't even exist anymore.
I know. Remember Tower Records? I remember going to Tower Records in LA.
You know, and I bought the shit and came back to the hood. I used to live in Bushwick and Montrose, and I put it in a little boombox, and I remember playing that shit over and over and over and feeling this wonderful emotion, and just kind of like, it was a woman that was giving her opinion, and it was valued because she was saying how I felt about a lot of shit, and she was passionate, and she had love stories and ghetto stories, and it was just amazing. And I remember putting on my little cousin to the shit, and putting on his little friends to the shit, you know, and they smoking to the shit, you know. So, you know, I can't say that Nicki Minaj made me feel any way that, you know what I mean? I can't even say, maybe Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
You know, Queen Latifah made me feel that way at one point, you know. She was like one of the dopest, like, female role models in hip hop, you know. Maybe Eve, you know.
Yeah, I like Eve too.
You know.
What happened to Eve? She got married. That's it.
I mean, she got married. I know she got some stuff out, you know. But yeah, I liked Eve, you know. Love Is Blind was one of my favorite fucking tunes of all times. You know what I mean? The joint that she did with Gwen Stefani.
Yes.
That was one of the greatest joints of all times. You know. Shit. That's about it, I guess, right?
So tell me about, like, don't you manage? Who do you manage? You manage a couple artists right now, don't you?
I mean,
a couple guys that you.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've been working with Cassidy and Beans for a long time now. You know.
Beans meaning Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, my bad.
Not everybody knows.
They know. They know.
No, they don't.
They know.
I guarantee you, white people know Beanie Siegel.
They know. They know. But but I have.
Who's Beanie Siegel's favorite rap? Like who's
Beanie Siegel's favorite rapper?
Who's Litty's favorite rapper?
Oh, Beanie Siegel. That's funny.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Just because I've been listening to him for
ages. Yeah, for sure. I understand.
2 decades, man.
Yeah,
really,
I was definitely a fan. I grew up on Beanie Siegel.
He's my age.
You know, I grew up on Cassidy.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. You know. But I actually have new clients, you know. I represent Socrates the Don, and I represent Kiddo Rex.
Did he make a song? Who did he make a song with, Socrates?
Socrates has a hit single too at that. Yes. See? From my words to his pockets, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, right? He has a new single with Swizz Beatz. It's currently in iTunes and Google Play and all that good shit. It's on rotation on 101.1 FM in Phoenix. Phoenix really supports him, so salute to Phoenix for supporting their own, you know what I mean? It's on Sirius Satellite Radio on rotation now. We have like a campaign. So in about around Christmas time, the video will be playing on BET and VH1 and Revolt and, you know, World Star Hip Hop and all that good shit.
An autograph when I had him here.
Yeah, so we'll be campaigning for a long time. But that's his new single. You know what I mean? He has a new album that he'll be dropping sometime in the winter time, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks to me, he reopened the album, you know. My favorite part is when artists be like, yeah, this is my album, I finished. And I'll be like, yeah, who decided that? They'll be like, I did. It's my shit. I said, I dig it. But if I'm down with the team, it's our shit.
Yes.
And I need ends on the decisions on our shit. Like, not to be offensive, but I'm talented. That's what I do. I pick hits.
That's what
You know,
do.
I paint
We
pictures.
know
I know how to do it. I was very good at it since I was very young. I don't even know how I started doing it. I just know that it comes instinctively, you know. So,
Didn't you listen? A lot of people don't know that, but you rap. I've seen videos.
yeah.
Where can they find your videos? In case you want to see her rap.
I mean, you
She's
could just
pretty good.
Yeah, you could just Google me, AD the General, ADTHE General, and you'll see a bunch of shit. You'll see me rap. You see me hosting events. You know, you see me dancing, acting crazy. You'll see me, you know, public speaking. You know, people don't like that shit, but I don't give a fuck. It's my event. You're here to talk to me. You know, you know, you've done the strip club shit. You've done the Funkmaster Flex shit, the K-Slade shit, all that shit. That's good. But now you're dealing with me. I do things differently, and hopefully you'll like it. And if you don't like it, you don't gotta deal with me again. But I've been here 13 years, so a lot of people have been dealing with me over and over and over again. And we have 29 states now, so, I mean, what does that mean? You know?
Who's touring with you now?
Well, we, of
Anybody
course...
I know?
I mean, we, of course... of course.
We got Cardi. Come on, tell me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cardi, what's up?
Cardi's coming. Want to play
I'm
Cardi?
tired. It's a long night. What? Cardi's coming, right?
I like Cardi.
Cardi's good.
I like Cardi. I like the song Feel Good. It feels good.
It feels good.
You see, like, it's like, imagine if the song was called Feel Good. And then I played the shit. And it didn't make me feel good.
That
I'd
would
be
be
very
good.
upset. It's almost like when motherfuckers call themselves certain names in hip hop, and then you look at them, and that shit you don't live up to it. Like you don't try to fill somebody else's shoes because you want to be cool. Like that shit, you look like a fool. Like,
That's true.
see, those are bars. I could have put that shit on the track and it would have sounded cool. You dig? So I'm like, I don't even have to rap no more, boy. Like, just hear me talk. Like, sis. But yeah, Beans is on the tour still.
So we're going.
Avado
where
on
we
the
going?
tour.
Yes.
Of course, Socrates the Don is on the tour, and then Kiddo Rex on the tour. Quiet Guns is on the tour. Quiet Guns has a new single too, by the way, which I really like. It's called.
I know, because I started. Either he follows me, or following some.
Yeah.
We're following each other.
Well, he's my ambassador. he's the Elegant Hoodness ambassador.
Weren't you guys just in Vegas in some radio station? Because I got the DJ from their radio station too following me.
Yeah.
Some really cool, nice man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys
Come
were in
on.
Vegas. I know.
Yeah.
It's you. I follow everything.
Come on,
you do,
me.
man.
How we going back to Vegas? Are you coming?
Yeah.
You're not
I
coming.
was just in Vegas. Yes,
Are
I
you gonna
am.
come with us?
I am.
It's a day after Thanksgiving.
All right, maybe not.
See? I knew she's not coming. She's going
'Cause
on
I'm
a
not gonna
family
be here,
vacation.
that's why.
She's going to the Aspens.
No.
Skirt. Nah.
Oh boy. Aspens? No. You're killing me. No. I'm actually going to Deer. I think I might be going to Deer Valley. I don't know.
You going where? What?
I'll be
You
in
going to
Vegas.
Connecticut?
I'll be in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas with AD.
All
on a
right
tour.
now.
No, listen. All right, so let's talk. Listen. I got questions for you. I'm waking up, just so you know. Let's talk about politics. Because at the end of the day, you know what? When I first met you, I remember coming here. I came here with, you remember that? Came here with Cardi. Was Cardi here?
Yeah.
I came here with Cardi and my boy Weeze. And I remember the first feeling that I had, that I really got from the whole situation as soon as I met you, was a very, like, political vibe, believe it or not. It was almost like I walked into a social movement with the music linked. You know what I mean? It was more to me than just, I feel like you're almost militant in really supporting the unsigned beyond just the art part, but really, like you said,
because it is beyond the art part. You know, it's beyond the art part, right? I always tell people that, you know,
I mean, you have people sometimes here. It's like it's almost like it's a shelter really for a lot of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people come here because they feel safe. They feel it's a home. Yes, it's the camaraderie. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was more than just music, art. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that. It's
called
called the hub. It's called the hip hop hub.
And it's not. No. That's the beautiful part. That's what attracted me to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a sterile environment.
Right.
You know, like.
See, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the important part of developing artists across America is just having someone that can give you that unconditional kind of love, that unconditional kind of support, no matter if you've been to prison or if you are in a gang, if you are a fucking murderer, if you were robbed the store, if whatever the fuck it is your story may be. You know what I mean? Like it's being able to come somewhere and kind of being able to not be judged. You know what I mean? And kind of tell your story and having someone say, "Huh, I dig it, bro. We all been there. Welcome." Because to me, like, the most important part is just opening the doors and allowing someone to come in and out, because that's not your decision to make. That's their decision to make. You dig? You just kind of open up the doors and you show your love and you show your genuineness and you allow people to kind of just feed off that. Some people could say that's dangerous, but it is what it is. I feed off the energy too. Sometimes I have to go home and re-energize, but that's the kind of love people need sometimes. And just having someone just tell you something like genuine from their heart can change your whole life. Like,
I don't
just
know if
being
I say dangerous.
just being kind to someone and just kind of telling them like, you can do this, and hearing it from someone that maybe like they can see it. Like, look, bro, listen, look. I know you may not think that I remember, you know what I mean, but I remember so much that it still hurts my motherfucking heart. That's why I work so fucking hard. But I tell you this, you can do it. Don't listen to motherfucking no one. Your baby mama, your mamas, nobody but the person in your heart. That person is the one that's rooting for you more than anyone in this motherfucking life. You dig? That person. Look at yourself. You understand? So, I mean, why wouldn't I want to come here? You dig? Because I root for myself every motherfucking day, whether you like it or not. I'm going to get up every motherfucking day and motivate myself.
One more time? I mean,
it is what it is. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They show that. Welcome to Elegant Hoodness. They show that at PS 13. See, the one thing about AD the General is that I want to be genuine to who I am. I want to be honest and real to everyone, right? I'm not disrespectful, but to be honest, I mean, our millennials and our kids are listening to this music, and they all say MF. In fact, I think our President Trump says MF. In fact, he might be an MF. But that might be another issue for AD. But, that's why they like me. Be yourself. You can't win without being yourself, Litty. See?
Oh, no, don't tell that to Litty.
So,
is
be yourself and you can be happy.
Litty.
I
got it.
We lie to ourselves all the time. So once you stop lying to yourself, then you can start developing yourself better.
Litty totally understands. That's why Litty, listen, if Litty didn't have the mindset, Litty wouldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
once
you start doing that, then Litty,
Right.
then you start attracting people that feel exactly the same way you do.
And
your whole life starts to
and
change.
that's-
Because if you want change, it starts within, Litty.
Yes, and that's why I always say, listen to me, that's why I always say unity is key. But unity means that you have to, wander outside your comfort zone and go, right?
Yeah.
We're not all ourselves today.
I can hear you.
We have to, leave our comfort zone, right?
You have to.
And go, into different territory. So, let's talk about the president. Get off the phone.
I was finding your music.
We're taking a break?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I'm playing some music for
We're
you.
playing some music. What are we playing? We're playing Feel Good? Huh?
You want to play Feel Good again or Stay
No,
Pretty?
we
Let's
did
play
already.
Stay Pretty.
Yeah, and you know why? Stay Pretty. Let's. Who sings Stay Pretty?
Justina Valentine?
We hope to have her come soon.
Am I saying that correct?
Yes, Justina Valentine.
Valentine.
Yes.
Awesome.
Got
Let's do it.
In the morning like I wanna live my life. Ain't no stopping me from this dream of mine. You didn't make me, so you can't break me or even phase me. You so fugazi, my girls go crazy. When the beat drop, we bebop. Cancer can kick rocks, won't let it move us around like we livestock. We choosing to live, cause knowledge is power. Come join in our march, save a life every hour. And no, we won't quit, we just so legit. Got checked is the answer, we all down with it. So come raise up, till our day's up. We stay pretty, cover girls, no makeup. In the morning like I wanna live my life. Ain't no stopping me from this dream of mine. You didn't make me, so you can't break me or even phase me. You so fugazi, my girls go crazy. When the beat drop, we bebop. Cancer can kick rocks, won't let it move us around like we livestock. We choosing to live, cause knowledge is power. Come join in our march, save a life every hour. And no, we won't quit, we just so legit. Got checked is the answer, we all down with it. So come raise up, till our day's up. We stay pretty, cover girls, no makeup. Never gonna fall for anything. This love I feel right here is everything. And we won't stop, cause we stay pretty. Stay pretty, stay pretty. Stay pretty, stay pretty. Stay pretty, stay pretty. We won't stop, cause we stay pretty. All of my girls, come on through. You're so beautiful. I need my sisters to hold me down and got me through. They never said that life was easy, but you only get one, so they can't defeat me. Head up and chin strong and eye of the tiger. I won't let it break me, cause I'm a survivor. So pull out your lighters and come sing it with me. All of my girls gather around, we stay pretty. We celebrate life and toast Eleonora. The cup is half full, let me pour one up for ya. So sing with me, we stay pretty. New York City to Cali, shout out Miami.
Yo, it sounds like the helicopters in the back.
We're back.
Litty, they coming for us.
They're coming for us?
You can't hear it.
The helicopter?
Litty.
Nah.
You hear it?
No. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. They're coming for us? Oh, man.
We have an underground tunnel, though.
Listen, this actually, let's talk about this building over here. There's a lot of art. You know, I discovered, what was it, maybe a couple weeks ago when I had my guy from Harlem with a clothing line. There's like a sculpture.
Yeah.
Some dude that does sculptures.
Yeah,
there's a lot of artists around here.
This is an artist haven, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I love it. I love the whole environment of it.
I think we're the only, like, unconventional kind of art, crew. But this is still art. I had to tell the owner when I got here, I was like, we're podcasting, but this is still art.
Yeah. Of course.
What we do is important too, right? We display beautiful art here.
Yes. Listen, at the end of the day, and then that's something I said yesterday. I had a radio interview yesterday on Long Island. I said, the way I utilize music is to send a message. That is art. It travels faster than anything. Of course, that's important.
Yeah, of course.
And even with the podcast, listen, people might not see the value. I see the value because I know, listen, you got to knock at all the doors until a door opens. You got to put things out in the universe. A lot of people have great ideas, but they don't move. So then what? You can talk about it all day long, but there's
your
nothing
idea
to
can't
see.
move unless you're moving with the idea.
You know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause I keep hearing people, and then I get really aggravated because I get not aggravated, but annoyed a little because I get a lot of people was like, oh my God, what are you doing now? And I'm doing this, and you're doing that, and you're all over the place. And why are you doing this? And why not? No, that can't be done, Linda. Nah, you can't do it that way. I love that when they that is like my favorite when they say no, you can't do no. When they go like this and no, you can't do that. And I'm like, all right, that's all I need. Tell me no one more time, right? Tell me you can do it one more time so we can go ahead and do it. Yes? No? I lost you? AD, come on, you love me. Stop
I'm
playing.
here, I'm here.
So listen to me. We spoke about everything, right? Now, are we partnering on a party, you and I? Didn't we talk about doing stuff together?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Doing a party, maybe in October.
So when do you want to partner open?
I don't know. I think we should do something with... No, I'm serious. With the
Why are we
feel
talking
good.
about this on air?
Listen to me. No,
Yeah.
we should do something with the feel good song. You know what I mean? Since it's your anniversary. You're a woman. I'm a woman. I speak about awareness, right? You are a woman in hip hop, so we should... You know what I mean? Bring
like
the
this
whole
song,
thing
Litty.
together. I know you do. Say it. Stay pretty. Go get it.
Oh, you want me to
Tell
sing
'em.
it?
No, just well, you can sing it.
I
But tell
can't
them to
sing.
go get it.
Only
Stay
in the
pretty,
shower.
Justina Valentine.
You tell them to go get it on iTunes and Google Play and
Google Play.
is it on
the
Spotify?
Amazon, on Spotify.
If you play this shit on Spotify, guess what?
What?
They get a little money. If they get a million views, a million spins on Spotify, they get a little money. It's called monetization of their music. One of the ways that you can make some money behind the scenes,
You
you
want to
know.
hear something crazy? I know by now, somehow, I know so many rappers. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, so many of these rappers out there that have they have a ridiculous. I know some of these guys have so much music out there. It's ridiculous. I mean, some of these guys have views from me on YouTube that they should be making money because I'm on it all day long. And nothing is available to because a lot of these guys are not aware of it. And this is why, for us, Got Check Records, that's what really the aim was for me
Well,
to...
I mean, not only are some of them not aware of it, but the ones that are aware of it don't have the budget to
The budget, exactly.
the budget to support
To support that.
support their
'Cause you still
business
gotta-
because once you start putting out music on YouTube, which can now be monetized as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
and Spotify and all these new avenues, then you're kind of saying that you're ready for the big leagues,
Yeah.
right? And you're not really ready for the big leagues because in order for you to be ready for the big leagues, you have to have some sort of budget that can advertise your videos to your
'Cause
target
otherwise it's
market,
pointless, yeah.
or otherwise it's pointless. You can sit on Facebook all day and Instagram, but that's not enough, So, and even the advertisements of, your flyers and your videos and the World Star and the Vlad TV or, the Double XL and the series, even that is not enough. You still have to get up and you have to, get down with a promoter and a tour. And if you think that, that is easy or that the promoter and the tour, is not for you, then you need to figure out how you're going to run your own tour and, become your own promoter and start selling tickets and, and making it make it sense. I see artists that have music playing in Chicago, but they've never been in Chicago. Well, so you paid somebody how much money to play your music on rotation in how many states, but you didn't do a tour that would, accommodate or complement the actual dates of the tour, then it makes no actual sense. You're just wasting money in vain. And I wish that, that money that you had that you wasted in vain, I could give to this person over here that was ready to do something like that. So it's about education,
Yeah, you know the game inside out. You have to, right? There's a lot of listen. A lot of it is promotion, and promotion costs money.
I mean, yeah, it does.
So
I mean, to be honest, even having a manager costs money. You know, like.
Listen, I put our stuff on TuneCore. You gotta pay TuneCore.
Yeah, people think that that a manager is supposed to just manage you and do everything for you, but that's not the reality of it. You know, the managers get there to kind of guide you. You know, they kind of, be your, your shadow in the wings type person. You know what I mean? The person that will be in your ear, your pros and cons kind of person. And we kind of want to steer you to make a particular decision, but we want you to make the decision all on your own type, And if it's not good, then, I may say yay or nay, but we want you to kind of just develop on your own, you know what I mean? And kind of be a good business person, because if you're not a good business person, it doesn't matter how much of a good business person I am, we're going to lose. You know what I mean? So we have to both be really grounded and understand the game together so that we could, that's management 101 behind the scenes, right? Any business, any relationship, in fact. I take that I'm real serious about that. Like, we have to be like half-half. And we're not half-half and I'm 20, then you have to be 80. We have to be able to kind of carry each other, you know what I mean? Whether we're friends, whether we're lovers, whether, we're client, like, it don't matter. Like, we have to figure that out. And if we can't figure it out, then we can't be working together. It doesn't matter how much money we can make or, that kind of stuff is like, I'm about, it has to be like,
Yeah. So let me ask you something. There was any instance to where you felt like being a woman was a problem, or people just listen to you? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, was it anybody ever just said, yo, man, no, hell no, I'm not listening to you, you're a girl. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I remember. I remember a cat named Hannibal. What up, Hannibal? I don't know where you live at now. I don't care if you live in Brooklyn or the West Coast. I'm still gonna talk about you. But no, let me stop. Hannibal was fresh out of prison, did 20 years or something for having a shootout with police in East New York, like super crazy, thuggish. They bring him to my radio station, right? And I pull out. When I pull out, he just overlooks me like, where that nigga General at? Shakes everybody's hand, but the General's hand, like. So I'm like, what up, homie? Like, I'm the General. Like, ain't no General. Like, you a little ass girl. Like, I'm like, what, nigga? Like, slow down. Who you? I'm Hannibal. I'm like, you Hannibal? Don't look like no Hannibal to me. So he's out going back and forth. He's like, yeah, whatever, shorty. I'm about to smash that showcase you having. I'm like, boy, man, you talking a lot of crap. I'm gonna get my phone right now. I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna play it to the audience before you perform to see whether or not you go back your words up, homie. So we record it. You know how I record him.
Did he live up to
I hate him. He won.
He did?
He did.
So where's he at now?
In the West Coast somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. I follow him on Instagram. He might be watching this show right now. He's still a supporter of Agent General. But I mean, yeah, like stuff like that, that was kind of a funny joke. We ended up kind of, respecting each other. Like, I think he respected me, But yeah, name like General is a strong name for a woman. So yeah, I've had 1,000 men, come to me aggressive and, grab me or, kind of leave me a bruise from holding my hand a certain way. Like, just trying to intimidate me with their muscles and shit. I don't give a fuck about your muscles. Like, so you gonna punch me and you can beat me up. Oh, you such a man. See that? I just punched him. Mentally.
Yes.
That hurts him more than his actual punches are gonna hurt me. So, that's the wittiness of AD, and some of them like it, some of them don't. I've had guys like swing at me, at some events, that didn't hit me. Had them call me bitch and shit, call me out my name, all sort of stuff. I had an incident happen in Arizona. They wanted to beat the kid up. I'm like, nah, it's cool. Like,
the kid who? Okay.
Can't say the name. I don't even say his name. But, yeah. Hell yeah. I've had girls try to, come at me at events, call me bitch and shit. And I'd be like,
so this is not like your 9 to 5 at Starbucks,
And I'd be like, yeah, I am a bitch. I'm beautiful, intelligent, thoughtful, charming, honorable, entrepreneur, system. It's all good, boo. Like, what kind of bitch are you? If you want to swing, swing. If you think I'm soft because I'm a square and intelligent, that's fine. Like, we can all use our fists.
Tell me about your former education. Come on. I know you want. I want to know. I'm curious.
Tell you about my former education. Well, I mean, I'm a local girl from Brooklyn, New York. I went to PS19. It's a local school in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Then I went to junior high school 50. It's also a local school in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Then after that, I went to Edward R. Murrow for about 2 days. Um, I actually, I don't even know what happened. Actually, I know I showed up to school one day and some girls was trying to talk to me. They started being, ratchet and disrespectful. I don't think I said anything rude. I think I was intimidated. I was little. I was like 13, 14. I don't even remember. It was my first day of high school. Like, I don't know. So I guess there was initiation day for the Bloods.
Oh boy.
So I guess they want to try to cut me. But that didn't work too well because I run real fast. There was too many of them. So I ran. I ain't gonna front. Like, don't make me no punk. I ran. There was like 15 of them. They was all running after me. I jumped over the turnstile, jumped in this train, and the doors closed, and like they barely missed me banging on the joint. So after that, they wouldn't let me go back to that school. Sent me to my local school, Eastern District. I didn't want to go to that school because that school was on the news for violence and burning the fourth floor and all sort of stuff. So I ended up going there. It was like the lean on me school back in the day, and I didn't want to go there because I was kind of like the local little hero in the hood where I was from. So the stupid teachers put up a billboard one day. I was on the cover of Scholastics magazine, People Latino magazine, Daily News, a bunch of stupid shit. You put them all on the wall and shit outside of the classroom. I get out of the classroom, everybody looking at the joints. I pass by, a little shorty like, oh, what's this about? And I'm like, it ain't about nothing. And she's like, oh, you think you better than us? you know what I'm talking about, right? But you just be like, in my head, I'm like, when the fuck I ever say that? Like, what are you talking about? And then, of course, it proceeds, I'm about meet you outside. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Okay. You ain't catching me, though.
So what
So,
happened? They beat you up?
I ain't go to that school no more. I ain't going there no more. Like, why that teacher did that? Well, he just loves you and wants to show. I'm like, nah, but you don't understand where I'm from.
So where?
Huh?
Okay.
The papers, for running. I used to be the leader of an organization called the Toxic Avengers when I was about 14 years of age. My godparents own a community center in Williamsburg. It's called El Puente, means the bridge.
The bridge.
And my godfather is Luis Garding Acosta, and my godmother is Frances Garding Acosta now. And Luis Garding Acosta is a Puerto Rican young lord, the equivalent of the Black Panthers. And he was a leader, a revolutionary leader. He's very educated from Harvard University. My godmother is very educated, also from Columbia University. They're community leaders and, just respected, business people in their own, right. So they kind of mentored me, right? He took me, I remember he would take me into the park on South 4th and Rodney and tell me stories about, the Puerto Ricans that ran into the White House, and kidnapped, you heard the story, right?
Yeah.
And would just tell me stories about, the garbage that used to be thrown in the Bronx and, them lighting up fires and stuff to get people to come out to the hood, to help the hood, and how they fed the homeless, and just inspiring me. I remember he would tell me, AD, well, he would say Anita, not AD. And he would say, the one thing in life I want you to remember as you grow older is that you have two choices. And I'd be like, yes. He said, either you're the solution or you're part of the problem. And I always carry that to heart, So anyway, after that happened, I stopped going to school. I didn't want to be around people anymore. I started going to the museums by myself, and I started going to the park and writing poetry, and I guess doing unconventional things that kids wouldn't do when they cut school. Like everybody else would be going to the parties, and I ain't gonna lie, I went to 1 or 2 parties, but after that I just wanted to go explore and like do different stuff because I always craved to learn. I just wanted to learn differently. So I went back to them because I got caught. They was yelling at me, and I told them a fairy tale. I told them I want to go to a school where I could ride a horse, and there's grass, and a lake, and a tennis court, and a track,
Where would that be?
and a
Harvard?
pool. Now I was going in like, I was like, you're gonna just say the craziest thing, you know what I mean? And then he's gonna leave you alone. But 2 days later, they come with this freaking brochure.
They sent you to a boarding school.
I did. I ended up going up to boarding school. I went to a private institution. Um, Juan Gonzalez, he's a famous book writer and author, and you see him on the CNN quite often. Was also my godfather, also a young lord. You know, I come from a revolutionary family, right? Shall we say? And he paid for all my schools, and they got the Riches, which run an organization called the I Have a Dream Foundation, and they somehow got me into the I Have a Dream Foundation, and these millionaires pay for my education, send me away to this wonderful establishment, and then, you know, sky's the limit after that.
Is that where you? I mean, can you safely say that that's where you learned all your, you know what I mean? That's where you got the best of your education and learn all your business.
Nah, I felt like by the time I got to Northfield Mount Herman, I was already who I was. You know, my godparents sent me there so that I could continue to be who I was, not to become who I was gonna become. Like I already was. By the time I went to Northfield Mount Herman, like I had already traveled the country. I went to the Soviet Union. I went to Russia and Kiev and Leningrad and Helsinki, and as a public speaker, I was already. You know, I was the youngest Latina ambassador in New York City. I was in the, you know, Mayor Dinkins youth committee. You know, I used to hold rallies and marches. I was on top of the van, you know, screaming, you know, hell no, we won't go. You know, I was an 11-year-old that would jump on stage, and eventually people started paying us and calling. The phone would be off the ring, like off the meter, sis. Like they'd be calling, like, we want that girl to come and speak at the such and such university. And they'd be like, all right, well, you need to send her $500. And, you know, she's a kid, and we need to all go with her. And I would go, sis, and I would speak. They would fly me into the places, and I would sit there, and they'd be like, you wrote a speech? I'm like, a speech for what? What do you want me to talk about? They're like, what? Education. This is my audience. Let's talk about education. You know? And you'd have, like, grown-ass people crying. You know? It's just who I am. I've been able to sit and connect with people and just vibe, you know. So that's, I don't know. I'm rambling, but I want you to know a little bit more about me.
No, you know.
So you know,
listen. Look? How long have we been doing this now? A couple months. Have you ever seen Litty quiet? Does Litty's being quiet and not interrupting. You know, I always interrupt. You know, I jump on people. I interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired.
So saying I was who I was already before I went there, because when I met my godparents, right, my godparents were the ones that I can honestly say really like horned and developed that leader and you know, and just that passion in me by allowing me to be a part of their hub, their haven for youth, and their haven for people like me. You know, they had a community center. It's still there today. You know, it's an actual high school today because they listened to people like me when I said, I can't go to school and be taught the way they teach us. They can't connect with me. So they say I'm stupid. But you know that I'm not stupid. You know that I'm very intelligent. But they want to make me feel like I'm stupid, Granddad. They want to make me feel like what I say, the things that I feel are not relevant. So you have to do something where we teach kids through hip hop and music and lyrics, because that's what motivates us. You have to teach us math differently. You got to teach us art, and you have to teach us life differently. You can't teach us the way they teach us. And you have to stop lying to us about our culture. You have to stop lying to us about the history in America that they just feed us all the fucking time. Like, so eventually they created a high school while I was in college. And I was so amazed by it, where they teach kids through photography, and they had a media department and things that I do today. You know, so when I went to that school, I was already who I was. Like, I just didn't know. But now that I'm a grown-up, I know. So, you know, they might have been a direct, result of Elegant Hoodness and why I want to do the things I do, you know. But I don't take money from the government. I've never taken money from the government. You know, I've never taken money from drug dealers. I've never taken, people sponsor. They sponsor. You dig? I try to be as honest as we possibly can, you know. It is what it is. I have a passion for this, and I love it since I was a youth. So after that, Northfield Mount Herman. Then after I graduated, I went to NYU for first to be a dentist to appease my family, and then I changed my major for business, and then I did that, and I'm here today.
Any questions for Litty?
I skipped a lot of stuff in between, but yeah.
Any questions for Litty?
Questions for Litty? Stop hitting my head.
I'm not going to Connecticut.
I'm like, stop. Are you going to Jersey or the Bronx or Brooklyn
I am in Brooklyn. I'm here with you.
or Staten
I
Island?
mean, I'm staying with you in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's my favorite. I'm sticking with elegant hoodness.
I know that's right. Hell yeah. Look, Liddy, I knew Biggie, right? I've met Tupac. I knew Eazy-E.
So talk to us. Come
I
on.
know Heavy D. I've met some of the greatest, rappers and some of the greatest influential people of our times, So it's like nothing can be as rewarding as the rewards that I've given myself. Meaning that the day that I decided to have courage to just be me and live my dream is the day that I actually realized that it was there. Like it was in fruition. I think the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people, I was talking to her about it, like a lot of people don't realize that they're actually living their dreams right now. Like it's actually happening, and they always say when I get on or when this happens, and it's like, no, baby, this is happening. It's happening right now. Just love it and enjoy it. Like that's the problem with us. We don't like soak in the joy of the beauty that happens every day.
The beauty of the process too, because
Yeah.
we want an actual result when it's really just about the process.
Right.
It's a daily. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
Because once you get to the end result, then that's it. That's the end result.
And then you're done.
You're done. You're so
the fun-
rushing to the end,
fun
boo.
is gone.
This is the fun, the process. This
Yeah,
right here.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And then every time, I like to look back sometimes, with Donna, with my partner Donna, we always look back. We're like, wow, look what happened this last year. You know what I mean? Look at the, all the steps and the things that we were able to accomplish within a year, But the fun part, like you said, it's the process. And Liddy is sleepy. Ladies used to go to sleep around this time.
Liddy,
So-
let's play Snitch.
Are we playing Say? All right.
Yeah, talk
That's
about
called-
the
that's
song.
not- okay, so that song, I actually wrote the lyrics to that song. That song,
That's dope.
yes. That song is supposed to be a diss, okay, because hip hop is all about disses. And that was a diss from a woman to cancer. And the way she was dissing cancer, it was like she was speaking to a man.
Okay.
So listen up.
That's
called
dope.
the
And you can
diss.
find us at iTunes, Google
Yeah,
Play,
all that good
and
stuff.
everywhere digital.
Everywhere music is sold, baby.
Stone in my chest, it's a cold machine. Got me feeling like groceries, like I never had a dream. Poke my chest and do a biopsy. Chop me up and send me home drowsy. Then call me while I eat and tell me you got cancer. And not expect that I act like a gangster. Fuck this beast, I ain't backing off. I got my back up and we're going full force. It's combat time, got check, we rhyme. Yo, you feel the heat, the hustle, the grind. It's combat time, got check, we rhyme. Yo, you feel the heat, the hustle, the grind. No hollow points in your chest, cause got check is your bulletproof vest. No hollow points in your chest, cause got check is your bulletproof vest. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass. Breast cancer, the gangster. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass. Breast cancer, the gangster. You hide like a snitch, you can't show who you with. You ain't got a crew, they all gone, it's just you. How you think you gonna win this war when you murdered your army and now you fighting alone? I got more people than you. We disarm you, expose you for all they don't know you. That fear you, that saw you. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The New York Times where we were honoring pride. Mr. C finally caught. It's a bruh who let him disrupt our world. He soon be biting the dust. Mr. C finally caught. It's a bruh who let him disrupt our world. He soon be biting the dust. No hollow points in your chest. Cause got check is your bulletproof vest. No hollow points in your chest. Cause got check is your bulletproof vest. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass. Breast cancer, the gangster. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass. Breast cancer, the gangster. my chest. It's a cold machine, got me feeling like groceries, like I never had a dream. Poke my chest and do a biopsy, chop me up and send me home drowsy. Then call me while I eat and tell me you got cancer, and not expect that I act like a gangster. Fuck this beast, I ain't backing off. I got my back up and we're going full force. It's combat time, got check, we rhyme. Yo, you feel the heat, the hustle, the grind. It's combat time, got check, we rhyme. Yo, you feel the heat, the hustle, the grind. No hollow points in your chest, cause got check is your bulletproof vest. No hollow points in your chest, cause got check is your bulletproof vest. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass, breast cancer, the gangster. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass, breast cancer, the gangster. You hide like a snitch, you can't show who you with. You ain't got a crew, they all gone, it's just you. How you think you gonna win this war when you murdered your army and now you fighting alone? I got more people than you. We disarm you, expose you for all they don't know you. They fear you, they saw you. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The New York Times where we were honoring pride. Mr. C finally caught. It's a bruh who let him disrupt our world. He soon be biting the dust. Mr. C finally caught. It's a bruh who let him disrupt our world. He soon be biting the dust. No hollow points in your chest, cause got check is your bulletproof vest. No hollow points in your chest, cause got check is your bulletproof vest. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass, breast cancer, the gangster. Call yourself cancer, the horoscope sound. I'm laughing at your ass, breast cancer, the gangster.
And we're back with the Litty Show. The Litty Show.
Chill.
The Litty Show.
Stay Litty. Oh,
Was it?
it's the
what
remix.
song is that?
The remix.
Yeah.
Stay
what-
Litty. Stay Litty. Oh my
It's
bad.
not. No, it sounded like a rock song for
I
some
don't know.
reason. I was actually, you know what? When I saw you
you
today, I
love
was in
me.
a bad mood because my Wi-Fi wasn't working in the car, and I couldn't listen to my favorite music. And I was stuck listening. I was stuck listening to whatever was on the, I guess, whatever, in the car over there, whatever. I don't know. I was pressing buttons, and I went from the song from Frozen, I don't know, don't ask, from Frozen to Metallica, and then all of a sudden it was Jay-Z and Linkin Park, which was good because it was like, all right, something, some hip-hop. And I couldn't listen to my music, man. The Wi-Fi wasn't working. I was very disappointed. Because my favorite thing, can I tell you something? Besides doing the podcast and coming and see you and my friends here, which I love, the trip here is always very inspiring for me because Litty is able to, you know, I get in the car, I listen to my music, I get inspired, I think about the youth, I think about the whole situation of what this represents to me. Because it really has, people don't understand, it's deeper than what people think it is. For me, it's really, you know, walking towards freedom. I always tell you that. It really is. Because at the end of the day, there's always about bridging a gap and unity. You know, I don't care what people can say all they want. This country was built by different people. There's no denying it. And when I first came here, my most favorite thing is walking in the streets of New York and looking at different people. You have people from India. You have people from Europe. You have black people, you have Asian people, you have all kinds of different colors and cultures and clothing and you know, way that people walk and express themselves and talk. And to me, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Italy, there's only Italians people there. Back in the day when I grew up, you know, it really wasn't that, you know, mixed. So to me, that's exciting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I still believe this country, it's really, that's what it is. It's based on that. Come on. Stop playing, everybody. What's going on? Right? So inclusion and all that. That's why this always means so much to me. Like people like, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, what do you mean podcast? So why are you going to Brooklyn? Why can't you do a podcast? I had the opportunity to do a podcast in Long Island with Donna. We were offered opportunity doing a podcast there. And we were going to do it, you know, because at the end of the day, I want to be everywhere. But when this came up, you know, this, to me, it's that effort to really bridge the gap. And, you know, if we're going to talk unity, that's You gotta start making an effort. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. Unity is not coming to you. Unity is not coming walking to your house, knocking at your door. So Litty, Litty likes to walk the walk, talk the talk, and really, embrace a culture that I'm interested in and I love. End of story. It's that simple. So that's the thing. And when I met you, I told you I came in here, and I was like, all right, this to me, it's like TV. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I almost feel like I'm part of fame. It's just it really carries a lot of history. I'm telling you, even from the freaking tape on the windows that you put, because it's when you come here during the day, Liddy's been here. It's 100 degrees, right?
Yeah.
The sun, and I've seen at least 4 different people with this. Oh, you changed the scotch tape to green?
Yeah.
It used to be black.
Yeah.
Like that's to me.
The interns did
it's,
that.
It's honestly, it has become like a how do you call it? There's a word that is escaping me because I'm exhausted. A ritual. It's a ritual because every time I come here, there's somebody with a scotch tape trying to put stuff on the window because it's like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And the sun is coming
The
in.
sun is strong from the
Yes.
windows. We have big windows at Elegant News Radio.
But what I'm trying to say, it's like every time that I walk in this place, it's always a place of peace.
Yeah.
There's never any drama or discordia or anything that it's
Because it's what
there's
I
always
feel.
good vibes.
Because it's what I feel in my heart.
Yes,
This is my home. So
I love
when
to-
you come to my home, then you're gonna feel the way I feel
Exactly.
inside. So yeah.
exactly.
That's the same thing that I do at the events. I want to
Exactly.
give that kind of peaceful energy to people. Like yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we gangsters. We can all fight. Like that's one. Please don't underestimate anyone's value because of the color of their skin, their height, their weight. That's stupid. Please stop that. You understand?
Yes.
That's one. Now let's cut that off. Now that we all know that we can all get down, who cares about that? Now, second, the challenge is can we all just be happy and really just be somewhere where we can just enjoy someone's talent and just really be happy for a few hours. You can get drunk, just don't act stupid. You can smoke your cigarettes. You can smoke your recreational weed as long as it's legal in the state that you're in. I'm fine with that. Just be you, So I'm glad that you can feel peaceful around me.
I do. Actually, listen. I told you that, and I'm serious. I mean it. Would I witness that day again? I'm gonna repeat. I know I keep repeating the same thing, but when I see something that it's of value, after you, I'm the best promoter.
Oh, good.
Liddy's a good promoter, meaning Liddy has passion. If I see something good, I let the world know it's good. I'm gonna knock at people's home and say, "That's good. You gotta pay attention." So, would I envision that? Would I witness that night? Impressed me because it was what Liddy stands for. What does Liddy stand for before anything else? Before I even do awareness, and I tell people that all the time. Forget awareness. You can't do awareness if people are not self-aware and they're not getting along because they're not listening.
Right.
So when we go to schools and you talk to a classroom, if you don't create a positive, united front and a united vibe, ain't nobody listening because they're
Yeah.
going this way, that way, and the other way.
Yeah.
So that night, what I saw, it touched me because, first of all, because I hate when people use cliches, and say, rappers, all rappers in a room, walking the house, like all of a sudden it's going to be war. No, it was
Nah.
the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Why? And because that's why I'm such a big fan, is because you're able to, like you said, offer acceptance. So my point, what point is Liddy trying to make? Liddy's always going back to what's important to recreate in this country, which is acceptance.
Yeah.
Can't have unity, can't have this, can't have that. You're not going to have nothing before you, right?
Mhm.
Before you profess acceptance. So once you're accepting of different things, right? Of people's shortcomings or whatever the situation is, after you're accepting, then the miracle happens. Before even that, should we talk about equal opportunities? Do you feel like there are equal opportunities in this country? Well, that's the question I ask everybody. Do you feel like everybody's treated equally? Can you tell me like instances to where you've seen that there is an unfairness?
I mean,
Were you ever treated unfairly?
yeah. I've been treated unfairly. I've been treated unfairly because I'm a woman. I've been treated unfairly because I am a Puerto Rican woman. I have been treated unfairly because I'm a Puerto Rican woman in hip hop.
There we go.
You know, I've been treated unfairly because, you know, I have been in, you know, lesbian relationships. You know, I have been treated unfairly because my hair is curly. You know, I've been treated like just silly things, you know. So I have seen injustices, and I feel injustices all the time. People, you know, will judge you until they actually, you know, get an opportunity to kind of maybe meet you and speak to you, and then their perception of you is different. So I kind of try not to really, you know, get in my bunches about someone not really knowing me and coming at me funny at first, because, you know, they're just kind of trying to feel the energy out. But the people that do get an opportunity to feel the energy out, and they're still being ignorant, then I don't really pay attention to those kind of people anymore. I've grown and I think different now. But I remember, like, at the high school I went to, this guy's name was Riggs Morales, and he ended up playing for Boston University and playing for the NBA. And I remember he was Dominican, but he was a dark complexion, like my sister sitting in front of me. And he had, like, dreads and stuff. And the school that I went to, I remember they was playing basketball, and the white guy called him, you know, an N-I-G-G-A, you know. Can I say that on Got Check?
You did. You said it already earlier a couple times.
And
we're past that. We said everybody.
I mean, to me, it means neutral, intelligent G's gathering, aspiring stars. That's to me. That's what that means. Just in case you're wondering why I say it, you know.
No.
I'm different.
I know. I wasn't saying. No, hold on
yeah,
a second.
But
I wasn't saying it that way.
So
listen.
So he called him that, and it was like this big old thing in the school, to the point where, like, every colored kid was protesting the school, you know. So I mean, that's a little story, but I remember him being so affected by it, you know, and I remember how I was affected by it. But now that I think about it, I was like, so he called you such and such, like, he's ignorant. But that's just things that you learn, I guess, with experience sometimes, you know, like, sticks and stone may break my bones and whatever, like, but what? But words may never hurt you. Like, I don't kind of know if that's real. It is real, but to be honest, words can only hurt you if you allow them to affect you, right? So it's all about perception sometimes. And yeah, words can hurt you, but if you sit and think about, well, this is just words. You know, he's really trying to get to your ego. He's trying to get to your super ego. He's really trying to get inside of you. And actions speak louder than words. So if you really, you know, if you really are who you are, then you know, then you take those steps to be like, oh wow, I'm smarter than you. You just trying to get at me and trying to get me mad so I can punch you and make me less valuable than I really am to myself. So I'm not going to do that. I mean, Litty, it's easy to beat people up, you know. Like,
no, but I wasn't. That's not the angle.
It's easy to curse somebody else. Easy to make them feel like, you know.
I wasn't. That's yes. I wasn't really trying to figure out whether it hurts people or it doesn't.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say is, some people say it doesn't exist.
That racism doesn't exist, or
that they don't see it as really being there as much. It really is.
I mean,
you know, it's very undercover.
I mean, I guess not really. I mean,
you know, some people
not really
that
undercover.
really,
what? There's people. There's like, look. First and foremost, I know Puerto Ricans that hate Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean? That don't like being Puerto Rican. That self-hate themselves. You know, I know blacks that self-hate themselves. That don't want to be black. You know, I know whites that self-hate themselves. Like, why are you self-hating yourself? So, you know, you are human. You know, we are the human race. And if you really know where we all come from, then you know that we all brothers and sisters. You know, do I know why we all different colors? I don't know. But why are the flowers different colors? Because it's beautiful to have diversity and still be kind of similar. That's what makes us so beautiful, that we are similar but so different. See? Right?
Yes, but again, a lot of people will say,
well, because
that it's not there.
It is there.
That it's imagined.
It is there because they're in a bubble and they haven't experienced it yet. You know, you just got to bring them. You just got to bring them to the hood and bring them different places.
There we go. That's what I was trying to get to. Who's calling? So, all right. So, what do you think about towels being thrown for Puerto Rico? What do you think about that?
Hold on 1 second.
Was Puerto Rico done right?
Is Puerto Rico done right?
Did it do good by Puerto Rico? Was Puerto Rico treated fairly right now? What's going on?
Trump didn't do nothing. For as far as I know that Fat Joe and Jay-Z have come together to help the community, and they have been sending planes into Puerto Rico. And I know that I know Fat Joe personally, and I really appreciate him, being a leader and helping, the people of our island. Like we've been so influential and so instrumental to the American culture.
Just people forget that they have an American citizenship. Really, you know what I mean?
Litty, I gotta take this. He's not gonna stop calling.
Just wait, please. All right, Liddy's gonna talk by herself, and we have somebody coming up. So I'm hoping that my phone is charging. I'm hoping that she's not waiting outside. So maybe we should take a break and put a song on, right? Okay, so we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna put that down. To the Litty Show. We're back at the Litty Show. Everybody abandoned me. All right, so tonight we were tired, but what good came out of, because there's always something good that comes out of the Litty Show. Because Litty doesn't care what goes on in this world. If I can ever attempt to go anywhere and bring some light to issues of whatever is going on in this country, light to the fact that we need to be accepting, we need to include people. If I can come to Brooklyn and feel good about myself so that I can go back to Long Island and carry on with my awareness job, it's a successful day in my life. So Liddy's happy. Liddy's happy, right? I make new friends every time I come here. Hello. Exactly. Plus size Barbie in the building. What's your Instagram? Plus size Barbie on Instagram. Go and follow. Ridiculous. We were talking about how, right, the fashion business and the fashion world is changing and including plus size and beautiful women with curves. Liddy is 110 pounds of nothing, right? What did I say? I'm eating potatoes so I can have curves, but it's not happening. So I gave up on that. But Liddy's happy. So Liddy's going home because Liddy's tired. This was a late night for Litty. Usually comes around 3 o'clock, not at 10. But it was a successful night. I love you. I'm seeing you in a couple weeks, and we're going to have fun again. Good night. Ciao.